Hello and welcome to another FPL International video. It's your boy Lanre coming to you live from the UK. Hope you're well. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the best budget picks for your team. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are so many expensive players, so many star players that we could buy from Ronaldo to Lukaku. But you know what? In order to afford those players, you're going to have to cut corners elsewhere. And that's what this video is going to be about. So first up, we're going to be discussing goalkeepers. And we've got Robert Sanchez of Brighton. Now he's at 4.5 million. He's in just over a quarter of your team. So if we haven't already got him in, then he's probably a good shout as a good backup keeper. Brighton have been pretty solid this season. They've been winning the games that basically they're meant to win. So definitely Robert Sanchez, part of a solid Brighton defensive unit, would be a good option in your teams. And then we've also got Aaron Ramsdale of Arsenal. Now obviously he's just joined them this season, so he's likely to play most matches for them. Arsenal have had a pretty rough start to the season. Their last match, they just about scraped through a 1-0 victory against Norwich. So hopefully that will be the start of good things to come. And with Aaron Ramsdale at the back, hopefully he can keep some clean sheets as well. So next up, we have our defenders. So we've got Connor Cody of Wolves at 4.5 million and in 6.8% of teams in FPL at the moment. Now, Wolves have had an okay start to the season, if they haven't really impressed that much. But they do have some really good fixtures coming up. They've got Brentford, Southampton, Newcastle, Villa and Leeds. So surely there should be some clean sheets in amongst that lot. And then if we go on to our second defender, we've got Luke Ayling of Leeds. Now 4.5 million, he's owned by 12.2% of teams. He scored a cracker of a goal in the first match of the season against Leeds. But since then, Leeds haven't really been that impressive. They haven't really kept too many clean sheets. However, again, they do have some good fixtures as well coming up. They've got Newcastle, West Ham, Watford, Southampton, Wolves and Norwich. Now, surely they're going to be able to get a clean sheet from at least 2 or 3 of those fixtures. And Luke Ayling would be a great asset to your team. In midfield, we have Mateo Kovacic of Chelsea at 5 million, just 5 million. And if you remember, in game week 4, he scored a whopping 13 points. He's only owned by 3.7% of FPL managers at the moment. However, he is one of the most transferred in players this game week. Now, Chelsea's next couple of fixtures aren't too great. However, their fixtures really pick up in game week 7. They end up playing Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle and Burnley. So great opportunity for Kovacic to return in those matches. And obviously his inclusion will also allow you to spend funds elsewhere and maybe bring in someone like Lukaku up front for Chelsea for game week 7 when their fixtures really turn. Then the second person we're going to be talking about is Doucouré of Everton. Now he's slightly more expensive at 5.4 million, but he's only got 2.3% ownership. Now Everton under Rafa Benitez have been quietly and solidly doing their business. And they're up there at the table. Now the next fixtures they've got are Villa, Norwich, and then they've got a trickier one with Man United. But Doucouré at 5.4 million, one of the main guys at Everton and makes things happen, is definitely a good addition to your team if you're looking for those budget players. Finally, we have a couple of strikers for you. The first one is an FPL favourite. It's Mr. pbnipw of Norwich. He's only 5.9 million and in 5.4% of teams. Now, let's not beat around the bush. Norwich haven't been the greatest team in FPL. They haven't had a great start this season. They have had quite a few tricky fixtures. And if we look at the fixture difficulty rating, their next few fixtures are quite favourable. They've only scored 1 goal, but it was pbnipw that scored it. So the likelihood is that if Norwich do score goals, it's going to be through pbnipw. And then finally, we have another striker, Adam Armstrong of Southampton. Their new signing came this season from Blackburn after a really stellar record in the Championship. He's returned in 2 of Saints' 4 matches, and he just looks pretty dangerous, especially teaming up with Che Adams up front at Southampton. Now, Southampton's fixtures aren't great up until game week 8, where they do start to shift. So, I mean, if you get him in now, you might be lucky and get a couple of returns, but maybe keep him in and then start to see those rewards really come through from game week 8 onwards. So there you have it. That is our video full of budget players. And you know what? They're going to be there in your team to enable you to spend the money on the big boys. And they might even score you some points as well. So, you know, here's hoping. As ever, if you liked this video, please feel free to leave a comment or like or subscribe to our videos, and you'll be seeing more and more Fantasy Premier League content as the season goes on. I've been Lanre from the UK, and you've been watching FPL International. As ever, stay safe.